What's up, friends? It's Scott Kumler, your real estate coach and team leader. If you're thinking about hiring a real estate coach, then this video is for you. I've had many coaches in my career, but it is very important that you look at these three things when it comes to hiring a real estate coach, when deciding what coach is the right fit for you. Now, before I begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I've got more training tips and podcasts coming for you in the future. And if you want to talk about what a partnership with me looks like, you can text me at 623-387-2688 or schedule a Zoom meeting with my Calendly link below. Now let's get going. Now these are the three things that you must get very clear on before deciding how to hire a real estate coach or deciding what coach to hire. And the reason why these three things are so important is that real estate coaches are not cheap, right? A lot of times if you want to hire a real estate coach, it costs a lot of money. You know, me personally, I spend about $1,000 for every phone call that I have with my real estate coach, right? And that's where most coaches be in the range of as far as cost, right? And so it's very important that you hire the right coach that fits your needs. And these are the three things that you have to get very clear on before deciding who that coach is. So the first thing you must get very clear on is when you're interviewing real estate coaches or deciding what coach to hire is, has this coach done it before? There's a lot of people in this industry that label themselves as coaches, charge a bunch of money for their coaching, but if you actually look at their numbers, they've never personally done what they're coaching. You know, like I see a lot of, for example, different vendors who will have social media coaches that come in to train, or have, people come in and train open houses, and then they haven't actually personally done it at a high level in the real estate space. So the first thing that's very important that you always look at is, has my real estate coach, or if I'm hiring this person to coach me, have they done it at a very high level? My first ever real estate coach that I ever had in my career sold over 7,000 homes in real estate. His first year in real estate, he sold 48 homes via open houses. I think he's a pretty good coach to learn from, right? If I want to learn how to do open houses and crush at a high level, someone who sold 48 homes their first year via open houses is an important person to learn from. And so when it comes to coaching, it's very important that you make sure that you not only are hiring a coach, but you're hiring a coach that has done it at a very high level based on what you're trying to do yourself. The second thing you must be very clear on before hiring a real estate coach and when interviewing coaches, what are you trying to improve in your business? For example, I'm a Zillow team. I hired a real estate coach who crushes it when it comes to lead generation and giving their agents leads, and systems when it comes to giving their agents leads, And so that's what I was trying to build up, and I was trying to build up the structure. So I decided to go ahead and hire a real estate coach that did it at a very high level and was one of the top coaches out in California, and had ran one of the top teams out in California based on what I was trying to do. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and if I had a Zillow team and I wanted to build up my Zillow team, I probably wouldn't hire a coach that didn't get Zillow leads, right? That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Or let's just say one of my biggest opportunities is culture within my team. Probably, if let's say that same Zillow team was terrible when it came to culture, but they had someone else who maybe, another team leader who had an amazing culture experience within his team, I'm probably going to look at hiring him. Or let's just say from a business standpoint, let's say, one of your biggest struggles is your P&L, right? You're not profitable, Ultimately, I'm going to hire someone who runs a very profitable business, can break down P&Ls and understands the financial components of run a real estate team. And so it's very important, when you are interviewing real estate coaches, you're very clear on what it is that you're trying to get better at, and then hire someone that is the top at that game in whatever category that may be. And you might have different real estate coaches in different parts of your life that all are different. For example, right now, I have a real estate coach who crushes it when it comes to lead generation for their agents. Maybe eventually I get all this figured out, right? And then eventually I may hire a real estate coach that crushes it in a different area because I'm trying to improve something else in my business. Maybe productivity, maybe it might be my systems, whatever that may be. It's very important that you hire a real estate coach to help you in whatever category it is, and you're very clear on what category it is that you're trying to improve. You can't expect to improve on everything, but take your biggest weakness and say, okay, I'm going to hire a real estate coach for this, and then I'm going to start crushing it and make my weakness into my strength. And now maybe at that point, you're ready to move on to a different real estate coach at that point. So again, very important to be very clear on what type of activities you're trying to improve, and then go ahead and hire a real estate coach that crushes it in that level of category. So the third thing that you have to understand when it comes to hiring a real estate coach is, does that real estate coach provide value frequently, and do they care about the people that they mentor, right? There's a lot of people that really, they don't really care about your business. They don't really provide a lot of value. It's just maybe they may be in it for the money, they're not really caring about their coaching clients. And so what's really important when you're hiring a real estate coach and when you're interviewing people is also look at what are they doing when you're not interviewing them, right? Do they willingly provide value all the time? Like, are they on YouTube channels giving away all their stuff for free? If you ask them questions, are they willingly helping you? That's really important, right? Is do they provide value willingly? Because a lot of times, you might have someone you pay a lot of money to from coaching, but they keep a lot of their stuff inside because they, are afraid of competition or whatever that may be. And so you want to make sure that you're hiring the right type of coach that willingly provides value, willingly provides information, and that you feel like they really care about your best interest. So these are the top three things that's important to kind of get very clear on before deciding to hire a real estate coach. Number one is, have they done it at a high level themselves? Number two is, what is it that you're trying to get better at? And then number three is, do the real estate coach that you're interviewing and you're looking at hiring, do they provide value freely and care about you and your success? So hopefully this helps. Again, I know a lot of people out there are looking at different real estate coaches and different options, and sometimes they can be pretty expensive. So it's important that you make sure you dial in what it is that you're looking for before you actually go ahead and spend the money on hire a real estate coach. So, and again, if you want a lot of our coaching for free, want coaching for our mentors, Joshua Smith, Mike Sherrard, all business partners that we have. And if you want coaching from all of us for free, don't be afraid to go ahead and look at what a partnership with us looks like. I'm going to post my Zoom link, my accounting link below, which has my Zoom link. You can go ahead and set up a Zoom meeting with me to see what that looks like. Or you can also text or call me at 623-387-2688. Hope you all have an amazing day.